originated from the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, I'm happy. I want to make 3 comments to allow my colleagues, and I can see Senator Ofiga is seeing me with excitement, Mr. Speaker, is that I want to say 2 things. One is on the issue of amending on supplementary questions. Mr. Speaker, when we amended under the new standing order on appearance of cabinet secretaries for question and answer time, Mr. Speaker, members have felt that asking only 1 supplementary question with the root of the issue that came up, Mr. Speaker, has always been a challenge. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I agree that let members ask questions, in fact, from the entire ministry. And I'm happy, for example, I can use 1 minister that came here, Governor, Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria. We were able to ask him a written of questions, and he was able to answer comfortably without saying that question was not part of the supplementary, part of the original question. He was comfortable, Mr. Speaker. My belief, and the belief of members, Mr. Speaker, is that if you are in charge of a docket, you must have at least an overview of your docket where you are. And the retired judge, minority leader, will tell you in law school, and yourself, you know, you think on your feet. The essence of engaging, Mr. Speaker. So I want to agree that let members be allowed to ask supplementary questions. That's the essence. Even when you look at Commonwealth parliamentary system, even in Britain and many others that practice question time for prime ministers or cabinet secretaries, Mr. Speaker, is very important. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of removing statements, Mr. Speaker, I would have also requested, but I want to agree that I think your office, so that we don't appear brutal, is not to drop statements, but at least in consultation with the ministers, Mr. Speaker, not ministers, senators are out, Mr. Speaker. It is important that they liaise with your office. For example, Mr. Speaker, if the senator is not in the House, Mr. Speaker, is it possible to liaise with your office so that their statements, if you have given them official permission, maybe they are traveling outside the country or county visits through parliamentary visits, Mr. Speaker, is it possible to get permission from you? Then you don't have to schedule such statements. But any senator whose statements have been scheduled and they have not given you indication, then I agree with the amendment that they must seek leave. Mr. Speaker, I think in future when we amend these standing orders, in my wisdom or lack of it, Mr. Speaker, we should at least include bills and motions, Mr. Speaker, because there are bills that have stayed. And I remember there is 1 member, Mr. Speaker, the other day when I was moving my bill, argued that, 1 senator argued that, why are we prioritizing National Assembly bills? But when you look at the order paper, Mr. Speaker, the members who are supposed to move their bills and motions were not in the House. It happened coincidentally that the bill that was being moved originated from National Assembly. So I don't know, Mr. Speaker, I hope you are the chair of a committee of these procedures. Please kindly note with a lot of indulgence. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, I have seen also a proposal, and I wish Senator Metu would be listening to this very keenly. Mr. Speaker, I think Senator Metu is listening because he's the chairperson of Environment and Natural Resources, where they are proposed that if you are a chairperson, you should not sit in CPAC and sipping, Mr. Speaker. I don't know, maybe in the wisdom, in the wisdom, Mr. Speaker, he's saying he's ready to forgo chairmanship to be able to still sit in the cabinet. But I can see his